Okay, so we finished the CSV actually from the previous video. So let's go on with the plans, unless you have anyone has questions. So I put all these things and the CSV, everything I put in the README part before I forget, so that we were dealing with all this. And now we are going to look at maybe Excel and images. Okay, these are the two things I would like to take a look at. I don't know, I should change this formatting slightly. Okay, git status, git add plans, add the readme, add the data, the read planets, the planets, the read YAML. What else? I don't know what is this text. I'm afraid to look at it. Get git commit. Fine. So images. I mentioned that we are using the Pillow library. Pillow. It originally was not that Pillow. This one, please. Google Pillow Python. Okay. So originally this library was called PIL, P-I-L, because it's the Python imaging library. But later on, people forked it or created a new version of it, and this one got a new name, Pillow, because the original developers of this Pill library, I guess they didn't want to continue and they didn't give up the name, and I don't know, whatever. So it's called Pillow, and what can I show you? Actually, there are a couple of examples that I have. I wrote a few examples and I'm using them. I use them so I can show you this resize. Okay, let's take a look at that one. I'm going to take a look at that example. I can even copy it here. Okay. Peel resize, and let's go over. So in order to so we need to install the Pillow library. So when you install it, you say it pip install. Well, can I run this now? Python peel resize. Apparently I can. Oh, there are a couple of interesting things here. This one is not that interesting. Sorry, just a second. Yeah, sorry. So in order to install it, it's pip install Pillow. We need to install Pillow, and I put it in here in the comment. Okay, I need to install pip install Pillow. It doesn't need to be in the code, of course. I'm just putting it here because so you will have it in the code as a reminder. It's just a comment. Okay, but when we install it, we call it Pillow, but inside it's still called PIL with capital letters. Okay, that's the name. Okay, I wrote to some people that we usually use lowercase letters for file names and the variable names and so on. This is an exception. Okay, so is the image thingy that we are importing from it. Okay, so from Pil import the image. And then this, and I'm jumping it over a part of it because I will probably explain it later, that part, but for now, not. Here I said image and then the name of the file. So this args.inf, this is the name of the file for our purposes. Now, this is, I have to emphasize, this is really different. This open is not the same as we used. We used the with open, that's the open function built in Python. Here, this open function is part of this image library. It actually not only connects to the file, but it actually reads the content of the image of the file. So there's an image on the disk, okay, and then this reads in the image into this file, which I called IM because I guess it's an image. And then, okay. Then let's do this, okay? Let's comment out the rest of the code and see what happens. Okay, with im.format, I can print out what of the format of the file and the size and the mode. Okay, I don't remember what are those, but I had them in the code. So let's see it. But before I get to the image, let me explain a little bit of what's going on here. So earlier, we used the sys argv in order to get the flags from the command, the parameters from the command line, right? The values from the command line. And that's fine if we only have a file name or a few file names, a list of file names, or maybe two values, or very simple things. But in more complex cases, you might want to use named variables. So when we had the sys-argv, we had to know that let's say we had the rectangle example where we are expecting the width and the length of the rectangle in that order. So we had to remember that the first parameter is the width and the next parameter is the length. And there was no other indication than, let's say, that user message that we provided. So to print it out, okay, the user has to provide width and length, this order. And maybe width and length, they're not that different because it's rather symmetric, the whole thing, or doesn't really matter if it's a width of length. But if you want to do some conversion and then you say from this to that, then it's really important that you know which is the from and which is the to, and not the other way around, right? So suddenly the various parameters have meaning. And therefore, it's better in many cases if we provide the parameters with names. And this is how this program runs. So when I run this program, Python build resize, it says that this is the usage. It says run build resize, and then it says there is the -h flag, okay, which is in square brackets, meaning that it's optional. And there is the --inf that is supposed to get an in file. Now, probably if I wrote this program for more public consumption, then I would need to give some better explanation what is INF. But I wrote this for myself, and I say that as long as I can remember that this INF, I can use it, this program. If I stop remembering what this INF stands for, then maybe I should stop using this whole program and avoid computers in general. But maybe I will change this thinking in a couple of years. So here, instead of providing the in file and the out file, just as it is, names, or the values, I say, or the program says actually, type in --inf and then the name of the input file, and then type in --out and then the name of the output file. And not only that, maybe it's unclear from this message, but actually the order doesn't matter, because now we know that whatever comes with after the --out is the out file. So I can replace them and first say out file, and then --inf in file. Okay, this whole program is supposed to resize an image that we found in the in file and convert it and save it as the out file. And here is the two ways of providing the new size. Either I say what is the size, or I tell what is the width, and then the height is the relative, so the proportionally changed height. So this one, now I run Python pillow resize, and I have this file image now, right? Word work subgob.com HTML images, and then I had locust 6. Oh, let's go with the locust. Locust 6. Let's see if this works. No, it needs an out file. Out a.png. I just gave it an image name. Okay. Oh, it's not enough. Oh, right. You see, it says that the --inf is missing. So I didn't provide inf. Just I gave the name. It's also, it needs either size or width. So let's say width 200. Okay, it used to show, I think, the image, but maybe it's not anymore. Let's open open the A. Let's start with the original one. Open, copy, not this one. Okay. And it's opening in GIMP. Let's forget it for now. Day 6. I'm going to try it here. Open and the pass. Okay. So it's an old picture when we had the locust came to Israel, like 10 years ago, 15 years ago. There was a huge swamp of locusts that came. This is one of the examples. Let's see another picture. Maybe I have a better one. 5. Oh, there are many of them. Okay. Good. So let's do this one. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So now the program, this is how I can see the program, the image. Okay. Now I run this program on the locust 5, and so it's printed out. Okay, the first thing, it didn't resize yet because I commented out the whole thing. It printed out the format. Okay, so okay, we got the name of the file. Image.open the file, read in the content. It doesn't display the file. It puts all the image into this IM, all the data from the file in this IM. And then I can use the IM various parameters, various attributes to get information about the image. So IM format tells me what kind of format is the image. It says it's a JPEG. Okay, I could also guess from the extension, but the extension is actually not the important part. The important part is inside the file, how it's written. After that, I print out the size. It says the size is what we call a tuple in Python. So in this case, it's you can see it in parentheses. The two numbers, I guess this is the width and the height. This is the order. So you choose the width and the height. And then the mode is RGB. RGB stands for red, green, blue. There are several modes, I guess, to store. Two main ones, the RGB and the RGBA, where the A stands for the alpha channel. It's what is the word? I forgot the word. How much can you see through the image? I forgot now the word, sorry.
Opacity?
Yeah. Say it again.
Opacity.
Opacity. Opacity? Okay.
I think so.
Yeah. how opaque it is. Yeah, okay, that's the right word. Yeah, thank you. Okay, but this image originally apparently was saved as an RGB image, so it doesn't have the opacity. It's just like everything you see in full. Okay, so this is what information you can get from the image, and then this was the rest of the code. It says if I provided the widths, then then this is how we are going to calculate the new size. So the new size is going to be the width divided by the size times 100. Okay, and I don't know whatever this size is. And from there, we can calculate the new width and new height. So the user, I forgot already. So this was the arc size I could provide, or I could calculate based on the width, what should be the new size. So which is the width I'm expecting divided by the width that the image has and times 100. And so using that size, I can calculate now what should be the new width and the new height. Okay, doesn't really matter how I calculated. It's a little bit unclear probably what I did here, even to myself. The point is that we get a new, these two variables, width and height, are going to be the new width and the new height of the image. And then the only thing I need to do is image the IM that we have, the image, resize, and I give it the new width and height. And then I can say out and save. So the image resize returned a new image, basically, okay, that we assigned to this variable called out. This out is probably the same type that we got here for the image with the IM. So it's the representation of the image in the program. And the out save will save it to the file that I got from the file name that I got from the command line. So if I run this now, okay, I don't see any output here, but I can now go and open the open the APNG, and now I have the same picture, just in smaller version. Okay, I grabbed, sorry, that's the zoom. Okay, so this way I could resize the image. Okay, there are of course many other things that I can use with this library. I have just in my it is for personal use, I created these, like the resize that we just saw, flip the image, to rotate the image, to crop an image. So you would cropping is, I guess you know that you remove, then you took a part of the image, a rectangle, some part of the image, and you cut out that part, and you create a new image from that cut out part, and the rest you throw away. That's cropping. And transpose, that's another way of changing the image. So there are a couple of these rather simple, I guess, operations that you can do on an image. And all of this, of course, is described, okay, in the documentation of the Pillow library. And you can also look for various examples around the internet. Okay, I guess also, let's see, let me see, CodeMaven, slides, Python, Pillow. I don't know what should be Pillow here. No. Let's see. Okay. It's called PIL. Okay. So I have this chapter in the slides with various examples on how to use the Pillow library. Okay, you can go over that if that's what you if you're interested in dealing with images this way. Any questions? Let me just say, okay, so let me just show you one more example here from the slides. This one creates a brand new image from out of thin air. Okay, just a second. I don't know if you can hear the noise that I hear, so I have to close the window. There is a construction site just opposite, and they decided to start working now. Here from the pill, we imported this image and the image row parts, okay, or I don't know, objects. And here, instead of opening an existing image on the disk, we say image new. We say, here I said RGB, okay, doesn't matter. You probably can say RGBA if that's what you want. I gave it the size, width, and height. And I guess this is the basic color of the image. This is the hexadecimal value that we saw with this color wheel or whatever you can find, and this is just the idea of some color. Okay, so this would create an image with this color, and that's it. It's still everything in the memory. It's not on the disk yet. Then the image row will, I guess, take this image and create some tooling that allows us to draw on the image. And here we can take the draw dot and then draw all kind of things. So I can, in this example, I guess I was drawing a triangle. So let's call it draw triangle. Let's try to run this one. Python, and it's work slides Python examples, and then peel draw triangle, peel and draw triangle py, and it's going to call it first PNG. Okay, so yeah, and it's also automatically opening it with the GIMP editor. Okay, it doesn't really matter. Let me show you with the xopen first. Xopen. This xopen is just a local command that allows me to open an image. You could just use the file explorer and double click on the image. Okay, I could have used that, but I'm so used to this command line mode. So I have no idea where the triangle is. There's one line of it. Okay, I used this example quite a long time ago, and it seems, I know that there were some major changes in the Pillow library, and so I guess I have to update all these slides or make some changes. Okay, because apparently they don't work the same way as they used to. Okay, actually it says 800, so probably it was drawing on the bottom line, and that's why we didn't see the edge of the triangle. Okay, because the size is 800. I should use something else here, not 800 or some other number. Anyway, this is just gives me the points. Okay, of the polygon, okay, which is, because I have 3 points, that's going to be a triangle. If I had more points, then it could be a square or whatever. So this was that draw on the image, and then this call was saving the image in the file first PNG, and this was automatically trying to show it with my local viewer. And that's something else again that I'm not sure. I haven't checked what's going on. The viewer that is used when I'm running in the Visual Studio Code is different from the viewer that I have on the outside of Visual Studio Code, and I have no idea that's some configuration magic in my computer that I don't know. Haven't checked. Anyway, you don't have to, but it's when you experiment with image creation, then instead of saving the image and then growing and opening, you can put in the image show, and it will automatically open the image, and then you just look at it and close it and go on and keep editing your program. And then once you don't need the automatic viewing, you just comment out this row, so you don't have you don't see the image anymore. Let's actually try to fix this. It's a good opportunity. I'm going to use this editor now, and instead of 800, let's put here 790, and there also 790. Let's see what happens this case. And I'm running, I'm sure I can't run here. No, it actually can. Yeah. So here now I can see this as well. Okay. This line as well. And the other one is also the original image size is 450. So let's reduce that to 30 and 430. Okay. So it won't be on the exact edge. Right now, okay, so now I can see the rectangular more clearly. Earlier it was hiding a little bit on the edge. That's it. Okay. What else shall I shoot with the images? I don't know. So let's try to read an Excel file. Okay, so there are various ways to read Excel files, read and write Excel files in Python. One of them is let's go back to the slides. It's going to be easier. Excel, yeah. So one of them, okay, so first of all is the generic term is spreadsheets. We are usually just saying Excel, even though that's the specific product of Microsoft, while the idea is called spreadsheets. And then there is the LibreOffice and OpenOffice Calc and Microsoft Excel. These are the main major tools, but also Google has its, I don't remember what it's called, whatever thingy that you can run it, that you have it on Google. And basically CSV files do the same in a very simple way. And in Python have various libraries. This is a very old slide. I have no idea what's the status of all these, and probably there are others. I'm going to show you this openpyxl because that seems to be the one that people use, besides of using pandas. Okay, so later on we'll take a look at NumPy and pandas, which is a totally separate set of libraries, again still in Python, or you're using in Python, and we can go that route. But for now, I'm going to use this pyxl. The big difference, by the way, if you were wondering, that the NumPy and pandas, as far as I know, they can only deal with the actual values in the, let's say, Excel file. Okay, so in a CSV file, you only have values. Okay, we have the column, the title column, and then values separated with comma, let's say. In an Excel file, and let me use the generic, in the spreadsheet, beyond the values that are in the cells, there is also formatting. Okay, so whether whether to show the cell in red or blue or green or I don't know, whatever color. And I don't know what else is there, but definitely these two. So you have the value and some formatting information about each cell. And not only that, you might, in an Excel file, you might also create graphs, okay, or yeah, and various other things. And the spreadsheet actually internally can calculate values of cells based on other cells. And that's the huge value in it. And as far as I know, the NumPy pandas world, only deals with the values. And this library can also deal with the formatting and these things. So let me copy this one and use this example. Create. Create Excel. So let's start with the beginning. Okay, and I'll slowly enable everything. Now it already has some curly braces because it's not accessible. Oh, not accessed. Okay, so it's imported but not used. So let's try to run this. Python create. Yes, and again, this one was placed in the wrong place. So git status. Yes, the create Excel was automatically put in the main root folder, not here in the day 6. So I moved it. And I'm going to open it, create Excel. So let's run this. Python, create Excel. Okay. So module not found. No module named openpyxl. Okay. This one means that I didn't install it. I need to install it. So pip install openpyxl. Apparently the pillow was installed already on this one. Okay. So this it downloads from the website called PyPI and installed it. And now, I let me put it here, just so you know, pip install openpyxl. And just to be clear, usually it's two really separate steps: the installation and the importing and using the library. So I know some people would embed in their program some code to pip to install the library automatically if it doesn't exist. Probably not a good idea. Okay, definitely not a good idea. So the instructions fine, not the actual installation. So import openpyxl. Let me see. Now import works fine. The program still doesn't do anything. This one, we create a workbook. So an Excel file it's called a workbook. In the workbook, there are several sheets. At the bottom, usually you can have these. So each sheet has all the cells, the rows and the columns. And at the bottom, you have these tabs, or whatever we can call them in English. The ears of the elephant. I have no idea where is this name come from, whether it's Hungarian or in Hebrew they use it. I don't know. The thing that you can click on. Okay, so each one of those is called a worksheet. So the workbook, when we create it, by default creates one worksheet, and it's automatically the active worksheet. In a regular Excel, if you're creating a new Excel file, I think the default is it starts with three worksheets. Okay, doesn't matter. You can add more, you can remove them. It's fine. The openpyxl starts with one worksheet, and it's always one of them is the active worksheet. So you can say WB, just any variable name, active, and that's the active worksheet. And then we can say, okay, the cell A1, let's put in 42. Fine. And then let's save it as first Excel SX. Okay, so I'm going to switch now to a different window because I know that from here I can open the Excel file. So I run the program. It doesn't say anything, but it created this first XLSX. Okay, the first PNG was from the other program. Okay, created this file. We saw earlier how these files look. So let's say cat Beautiful, right? Okay, totally unreadable. That's how it looks like. There you have some things that you can extract from it, but basically totally unusable for the regular eye. Okay, so we need some kind of a program to read it, and then we can use either Microsoft Office, or because I'm using Linux, I'm using the LibreOffice. Okay, and this Image.open, as I mentioned, it's something I use. It's like generic. Open this thingy as you can, open this file as you can find. So you can see field A1 has 42. Okay, nice. Now, how would you use this? Okay, so let me clarify one thing. Probably, in many cases, you will receive an Excel file and you have to read it and work on it. And we'll see in a bit how to read an Excel file. We have 10 more minutes, so I hope that we'll fit everything in. But you might also want to create Excel files where you have a report. Okay, so now we are seeing this, how to create an Excel file. And then later on, we'll see how to read an Excel file. So this was creating a one file, and then you can put in any fields. Now I'm going to put another field for which I use the date type library, okay, which is a standard library, so I don't have to install, which will give you, because I called it datetime now, it will give the current date. Okay, let's run this. I can run it outside, yeah. And open the file. So what can we see here? We can see 42, and below these 3 hash marks. Anyone knows why are there 3 hash marks? No one who dares to say. Okay. We can grab this here, if I manage to do this, and enlarge the, yeah, okay. Enlarge the field, and suddenly you can see the date. Okay, so the problem was that the field wasn't wide enough to show the date, and this is how Excel shows you that it doesn't know how to show. Okay, don't save. Okay, so let's fix this from the program. And this is what I told you, that we can actually insert or change the, well, it's not even the attribute. I think it's the attribute of the whole column. So what I said, in the worksheet, the column dimension of the A column width is 20 whatever. I don't know, pixels, points. Okay, let's run this one. I'm going to remove that first, just so you can see that it's not, I'm not reusing the previous one. Okay, so I created this one. And now it opened, and it's already wide enough. So as you can see, oh, yeah. Sorry, I closed something. Doesn't matter, apparently. Okay, as you can see, we can set the width of the column as well. And I won't go that. Okay, let me just go over the slides and see a couple of more of these examples. So here you can see how we can set the title. So let me open it. At the bottom, it's called sheet. I don't know how much you can see it. At the very bottom, it says it's called sheet. Lovely. Of course, it's a sheet, but we can say that the worksheet title is equal to Kukuriku. Okay, and then if I run this program now, generate this one. Okay, generate and open, and enlarge it a little bit. I don't want to make it maximize because I don't want to maximize it. Yeah, so now at the bottom, can I enlarge the font? No, can't really. It says Kukuriku. That's the name of this sheet. So fine, it's I can do this one as well. What else can I do? What else can I do here? I can create a new sheet, so we can have multiple sheets, and that has a title, and it has a color. The top has a color. Okay, nice. You can embed. So here, this one, the first A1 is some number, A2 is some number, A3 is an expression. Okay, to calculate something based on these two. So now when I open Excel, if I generate this file, if I open the Excel file, it will calculate that field. It won't be the number, it will be the calculation. You can format the fields with all these magic characters. These are Excel, the magic things of Excel, so don't blame Python for this. And here, okay, so here, this one is going to create a chart. Let me try this. Nah. And is it called, what is the name of the file? It's called chart XLS. You see? So this program embedded all these values, or wrote all these values, and even created a chart. All Excel. So for example, you might get, so this way you can create reports and nice Excel files, and then later you can send them with email. Okay, and here is how you read an Excel file, and we have like 5 more minutes. Lovely. Importing openpyxl and say openpyxl load workbook. So this time we have already seen opening and then loading, then just open, and now it's called load workbook. Okay, as I mentioned, each library, there is no standardization. Okay, they are I know that the Python community was working on some standardization of these names, but I don't know where does it stand. So anyway, load workbook, name of the file. Okay, this is the way you have to provide the name of the Excel file. And then it returns the representation of all the workbook. Now, this workbook might have several worksheets. So you can go iterate over the worksheets. And each WS is a worksheet. And then print out the title of it. And then you can access the value of the A1 field. Just giving you an example. Okay, so in this way, you can read an Excel file, and you can also create an Excel file and add the graphs or these drawings, the tables to the Excel file. Here in the last slide is when we are reading an Excel file and then making some changes and then saving back the Excel file. So I think I added some more data and updated the chart. That's it. Any questions in the remaining 3 minutes? No questions? Okay. Then I will include the assignment in the README file as usual. I will put all these files and the links into the README file and the version control, and see you next week.
Thank you.
You're welcome.